Let me tell you something, Billy. I can't tell you how many times I found myself sitting in the dark. The only source of light, a shameful glow from a judgmental laptop. Some in the hells of hell, flaccid and unmoved. A feeling of inequity and impending doom. Desperately wondering to myself, is somebody gonna have to die just to give me an erection?
What? I'm confused. I just feel bad about stealing my best friend's Joe Sakic rookie card.
Dirty movies and bubblegum cards. In the end, it's the same thing, Billy. They're desires and obsessions that can bring out the worst in us. And just like the modern world of blue cinema, you've gone way past the point of boy meets girl. Girl has sex with boy in the back of the pizzeria while the fry cook looks on like simplicity of collecting. You've gone over the edge. You've gone hardcore! The question is, Billy, what happens when that Joe Sakic rookie doesn't give you that same erection anymore? Where does it go from there? Brian Trucci? Mike Bossy? Or heaven forbid, Bill Barber! You dig what I'm saying?
I guess.
Well, I appreciate the hell out of you for calling in, Billy boy. This is MOONDOG Casanova, and I'm here waiting. Talk to me. Here's a little wasp for my pal Billy.
Goddamn, that's some Solomon-level wisdom right there. I think you're gonna make a difference in a lot of people's lives.
That's the plan, Daddy-O.
Hey man, sorry about this. I'm just gonna be out of here in a minute.
Are you kidding me? To have the BBQ of Superstation 66 hovering over my set? I now know what it's like to walk with giants.
Oh shit, no, the honor is mine. Seriously, it's great to have you here. We heard you did a lot of great things over at Delirium, Boyd.
Well, that's right, I did. And I plan on keeping the fires burning here too, mama.
TCB, that's good. So listen, me and the boys are thinking about heading over to Murray's Liquor, getting some tequila and some banana liqueur, make some Mickey Rourke's, and I don't know, maybe order some Donairs, watch Buckaroo Banzai.
Well, that sounds cool and all. But I got a big show in the morning and I gotta prepare, you know? Content doesn't make itself. The algorithms, you know?
You know what we say about the algorithm?
Yes, I do. And that's why you have just under 2,000 subscribers, Daddy.
Yeah, well, you know, we like to keep it light and breezy.
Well, I can dig that. And besides, I don't mind picking up the slack. New guy, no. Oh, shit. I almost forgot. I brought you something. Something I thought you'd like.
Look at you. And I was planning on getting you a charcuterie, but... Oh, is that a Dick Tracy blank figure? The most elusive action figure comparable to rocket-firing Boba Fett and Starbelly Kamala? The Ugandan headhunter?
Yeah, sure, honey.
And you're just gonna give this to me?
They tell me you love playing with dolls and shit.
I collect action figures, yes.
Hilarious. Listen, I'm curious. Is that a BG-938?
Yeah, it is.
That's quite a pricey piece of tech.
Well, that's the thing about our less than 2,000 subscribers. Our pals help us out when we're down.
Touche. But from what I understand, it's going to take a little bit more than Patreon to get the fuel operated.
Do not us worry about that.
Oh, Lord have mercy. The mighty Texas Mike. It's an absolute pleasure.
Bet your ass it is. You ready?
Does the Pope shit in the woods?
And I got a little something here for you, too. Given to me personally by Spiro Agnew. From what I hear, you're familiar with that administration, too.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what I thought you'd say. Nevertheless, from me to you. Oh, Mama, you should have seen your face.
Hilarious.
Hey, really cool meeting you.
Likewise, I'm sure.
But listen, this is ridiculous, but I gotta ask you this. Hold up, it's gonna be totally worth it. Just wanna see if you fit in around here.
Go ahead and shoot! Successful test.
Europe, final countdown. Not the song, but the rest of the album.
Brain cancer. Well, did I pass?
It puts things in perspective.
Please excuse me. Deicide when Satan rules his world. 11:55, 927 degrees, and in the words of Laura Branigan, it's gonna be a hot night tonight. MOONDOG Casanova, always and forever fucking with fire. This one's going out to my new pal BBQ, who can't seem to get out of the past and wants you to remember that the 80s were a thing. So why don't we just remember? Let's all raise a transforming robot doll for him.
I don't want to drag out a first impression, but Deicide? I gotta be honest with you, I'm a little taken back. Did you bring a program director with you as well?
Oh, that's cute. I like that. Whiskey?
Nah.
Yeah, I've been around, mama. I've seen a lot of things, heard a lot of sounds. But what I really dig is energy, coaches. I thrive on emotion and raw power.
Alright, so humor me. Name me 5 death metal bands. Sideburns.
God damn, I'm glad you asked. Because I knew this was going to be my rookie card, so to speak. And a 1 and a 2, and here we go! Sugar Bear! Light them chicken torches. They come and dance with me, my little sweet 16.
Lord of mercy.
Thank you. Thank you. I got some first press death metal albums, honey. Eat your heart out, Zoomers. Amazon is just standing by, waiting for your 180-gram pink splattered glow-in-the-dark repress orders. Shots fired! Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, hold up now. I had a 2-parter plan with Ken's Death Metal Crypt and Old Head, so no, we'll...
Oh, just the tip, honey. Besides, the toothpaste can't go back into the tube, and I'm all worked up. So let's begin. How about we start with a little cancer? Death shall rise.
Yeah, okay, nice.
No, I said cancer, not Ozzy, Ultimate Sin.
I heard you.
My apologies. My ears don't always work on account of being so fucking heavy. Alright, kids, break out your do-a-tangs. And remember this. Don't ever let your head get too big, because it'll break your neck. And speaking of, sweet baby Jesus, Mary, and Joseph on bass guitar! Hardly an unknown cult act, but in comparison to its prehistoric death metal alumni of the early 90s, UK's Cancer got very little positive attention, and they're somewhat forgotten. Perhaps it's for their crude, often panned debut, To the Gory End. Or maybe it's just the honest simplicity of the riffing, the drumming, and the vocal stylings that weren't all that difficult to understand. Or maybe it was the sea of more technical masterpieces that 91 spilled out on the autopsy table, ranging from Death's Human, Suffocation's Effigy of the Forgotten, Sentence, Shadows of the Past, or maybe all of it. But sometimes, kids, it's just hard to understand and appreciate the silver hidden in with your gold. James Murphy, dude, that's all I gotta say. This album is a beautiful head-on collision between speed thrash and Floridian Morrisound death metal, which in my opinion is comparable to having 2 chicks at the same time. Hung, drawn, and quartered, featuring Glenn Benton from Deicide on backing vocals. Tasteless incest. Hoo-wee! Get out the butter in the big skillet, cause I'm gonna be in hell for breakfast.
As opposed to tasteful incest.
Oh, mercy! When the U.S. government is leaning hard to build a missile silo inside the Tennessee mountain on your daddy's property, tensions are gonna rise, emotions befuddled. And when that bevy of country beauties you called cousins answer the call to fight said tyranny, well, burials will come down!
Gross.
Solomon levels of knowledge, man. I'm impressed.
Well, maybe Pestilence Consuming Impulse, 1989. That do anything for you? Shit the bed if there was ever a band that could rival Metallica Justice's disposable, self-indulgent jerk-off sock of a career trajectory. It's Pestilence. You had me up to testimony, darling. And even then, it added a little bit too much cilantro, you dig? This is the second full-length studio album by this Dutch death metal act. And it's often touted as their full-on triple indie dive into the deep end of death metal, in comparison to their vicious thrash-influenced debut of Maleficarum. Well, let me tell you, I reluctantly disagree, because the receding fingerprints of thrash are all over it. By testimony, yes, they knew how to bleach a crime scene of any hint of collusion, but that's to its detriment, especially going forth. Van Duren's vocals, yeah, they are decisive. And even in some of my own inner circles, they went as far as calling them bandwagons, leaping from one trend to the next, from thrash to death jazz on the wings of cynic and atheist. And fuck that trajectory too. Brutal, technical, abrasive. Start here, girls. You'll find yourself satisfied! Especially for the early usage of blast beats, most associated with the grind at the time.
Alright, when you're right, you're right.
Speaking of right, Entombed Left-Hand Path. Well?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, yes.
I agree, wholeheartedly. And yet, even though you're trying, you can't. You struggle.
The words, they're not coming to me.
I think it was Socrates from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure that taught us that true knowledge is knowing that we know nothing. End quote.
This album is...
This album is like staring into the blades of a fan on a head full of keyboard cleaner.
Exactly.
And then there's Deicide! Oh, the eponymous debut. Say what you want, but you have to give a deep and meaningful slow clap for the man that brands an inverted crucifix into his forehead. Because said man not only has to inspire fear on the stage and in the pages of the rock and roll magazines, but said man must also at times find himself in a bank, inquiring about the rates of a 1-year GIC, or maybe in the need of customer assistance in the intimidating aisles of a Home Depot, when a 60-gallon hot water tank finally gives out, or maybe it's something as mundane as a fruit by the foot run for the kids. This beast and his esteemed cohorts are living amongst us, and somewhat playing by rules, but certainly not liking it. It's shocking, it's blasphemous, it's violent, and an absolute must-album to own in any self-respecting extreme metalhead's collection. Morbid Angel, Altars of Madness. I once overheard another man in an A&W restaurant saying that Altars was samey and way overrated. I killed that man with his own frosted root beer mug. I got no pleasure from it, nor did I get any satisfaction from the fear it generated in the eyes of everybody else in the restaurant that day. I never forgot their frozen glares, half-chewed teen burgers congealing in their mouths. I ruined a perfectly wholesome little outing for them. That was the hardest part, so that's on me. But what I did take pride in, however, was the terror in his friend's wide and bloodshot eyes when he meekly squeaked out, "It's my favorite album of all time." And as a result, he was spared. But no, not out of pity, but because he knew he was looking death directly into the eyes. Now, whether he believed it or not prior to that act, I don't know. But like a great epiphany, he believed it from that day forward. I know that. And that was a good feeling. And after that, I bought rounds of onion rings for everybody else with the inconvenience. That's my Altars of Madness review. Wow. Well, Martin Popoff can fuck right off after that one.
This guy, man, oh.
The karate has given me stamina. Should I go on?
No, that should just about do it. Thanks.
Alright, you guys can sign each other's yearbooks later. Let's finish up here. Murray's closes in 20.
Finish! Oh, mama, I'm just getting started.
Alright, man, but Babette Surprise is on next. Better tap dance around that one, dude. You've been warned.
Duly noted.
Night, Ambrose!
There, dude!
Good night, guys.
And BBQ has just left the building.
Sunrise is a